Hello and welcome to another XR Interaction Toolkit video. In this one I'm going to show you how you can use Unity's new hands package so you can do hands tracking using OpenXR. Let's have a look. Very quickly before we get started, just want to give you a quick overview. This is what we've made here, or will be making, and we're going to use this scene that comes with the package to allow us to track our hands using OpenXR to get the hand tracking data and then manipulate our hands. Let's see how we can do this. And a big shout out to the following people: Harold Gunderson, Eli L, VR Anime Ted, Wonfyong Choi, Ruud van Reenen, Octavia Immersive, Josh Farkas, and Marianne Soper. Thank you guys for all your support. It is a massive help and keeps the channel going. You guys rock. Now on with the video. So here we are in Unity. We're using editor version 2021.3.20 F1, and I think this will work in most versions of 2021.3 and upwards. You might just need to check the documentation on that. But the first thing we're going to do is set Unity up for XR. So we're going to go File, Build Settings, and we're going to swap over to Android and go Switch Platform. So I'm going to be building on the Quest. And out of habit, because it's the Quest, I'm going to change my texture compression to ASTC and leave it there for a second. I'm also going to open up the player settings and then dock that over on the side here. I'm going to go all the way down to XR plugin management, and I'm going to say install XR plugin management. Now on Windows here, I'm going to select OpenXR. It'll ask me to restart the editor. It's going to say yes because it's using a new input system. And once that's back up and running, I'm going to go to the Android settings and also select OpenXR. I'm going to drop down to the OpenXR in the project settings, just below XR plugin management. I'm going to make sure I'm going to put an interaction profile in, and I'm going to choose the Oculus Touch controller profile. And I'm also then going to check the Meta Quest support. Okay, then once that's done, we're going to install the XR Interaction Toolkit. So we're going to go Window, Package Manager, and we're going to go to We're going to go to Unity Registry, scroll down to the bottom, and we want the XR Interaction Toolkit, but we want version 2.3, I believe, for this to work. And I don't have this here on the list, so to get around that, I'm just going to go to the plus and go to Add Package by Name. I'm going to start by typing from.unity.xr.interaction.toolkit, and then I'm going to specify a version. Currently the only one I've got here is 2.20. I need 2.23 because it comes with the new hand stuff, so I'm going to put 2.3.0, I believe, and then add. And it's going to start installing some stuff. Click I made a backup, and you'll see it's installed version 2.3.0 here, which is cool. And under the samples, we want to make sure that we're importing the starter assets. Then we also want to bring in the hands interaction demo. Let's click on import. Okay, so that's all we need for the XR Interaction Toolkit, but we also do need to bring in the hands package. This is the package we're going to be bringing in here. It's currently in preview. This is the XR hands. Got a brief description here. The XR hands package defines an API that allows you to access hand tracking data from devices that support hand tracking. To access this hand tracking data, you must also enable a provider plugin that implements an XR hand tracking system. So we're going to be bringing in these hands from com.unity.xr.hands. Go ahead and click add. And once that's installed there, we're going to go ahead and import the hand visualizer. And we can close the package manager down. We're finished with that for now. And then in the project settings, you should notice, you should see the project validation has appeared in the inspector. You'll note here it's given us, it's checked out some stuff for us, and it's showing that we've got a couple of errors. If you pull this out, you should see that we've got the ability to fix all. So we're going to click that button. So if anything's wrong in our project, this will be where we can fix it. So now we're all green. We can go back to OpenXR. Then back under the Android settings, you'll notice we've got a couple of new options for hand tracking subsystem, meta hand tracking aim. This tutorial, we're only going to be looking at the hand tracking subsystem. We can go ahead and tick that box, get this all set up, ready for our tracking our hands. So back in our project, we're going to go to our starter assets in our under our XR Interaction Toolkit, and we're just going to add in, just as we would normally do, we're going to find our XRI left and right defaults for our controllers. So if you go XRI default left controller, we want to add this to the action-based controller default. So click that one, and we also want to do the same for the right. We'll find that one. There we go. And back in the project settings, we want to go to presets, preset manager, and under the right controller, we're just going to type right. Under the left, type left. This just sets up all the input actions automatically when we're generating the XR origin in the hierarchy. Connects all up properly. So now when we set up those presets, we're going to go down to the hands interaction folder under the XR interaction toolkit. Click on runtime. You'll see there we've got a hands demo. So we can click on the demo. You can see it's a small scene, but it's going to allow us to build this on the Quest and have a look at our hand tracking. So we're not using any Oculus specific stuff. This is all kind of OpenXR, allowing much more flexibility and should be a lot easier to set up because it's all done through the XR interaction toolkit and the XR plugin management. So I appreciate that was a little bit of a setup there, but once you've done it a couple of times, you'll soon get into the swing of it. But before we go straight to build, just need to have a look at the material on our hands. If you click on the hand visualizer, you'll notice that we've got this hand mesh material. It's currently empty, so I think what's happening is when the hands are coming into the scene, they haven't got material on. So what we'll do is we'll create a new material, we'll go create material, and we'll just call this hands. And let's give it a funky color. Go for a nice green, and we'll go back to our hand visualizer and we'll drop that material back in the hand mesh material. So we'll save that, and we shall now do a build. So we'll go to File, Build Settings, and make sure you've got the run device in there, and we're on Android, and we've got the scene in there too. So if you haven't got the scene in there, just click on Add Open Scene and it'll put that in there, and then hit Build and Run. So here we are. I can track my hands. Everything's cool. Putting that material on as fixed that so we can now see them in the scene. And then I can interact with these by simply touching them and interacting with some UI components there, pressing some buttons. This will be using like the poke interactor stuff on the XR interaction toolkit. This is using the OpenXR hand tracking system. So it should give you a lot more flexibility moving forward in terms of your hand tracking, as long as your headset supports hand tracking and has an interaction profile that you can use with the XR plugin management, then you should be all good. So that's how you use hand tracking with the XR interaction toolkit and OpenXR.